The presidential candidates and the National Assembly candidate are the ones that are supposed to start campaign today, 19th of August 2026, according to the 2027 election timetable. Each political party or candidate should just go and do their campaign, say their manifestos, tell the electorate what they intend to achieve when they are eventually elected, and win the minds of the electorate to be able to vote for them. But because if you come as a candidate or political party and you started attacking the other political party or candidate, that means you have already started causing chaos or problem even before the period of the election.
Malama Zainab, could you briefly explain the laws and regulations governing election campaigns in Nigeria?
According to the Electoral Act 2026, Section 94, subsection 2, states that all political parties should start their campaign not earlier than 150 days before the election day. Thus, the timetable of election for the 2027 general election states that presidential and National Assembly election will start campaign today, 19th of August 2026, while the governorship and state assembly election will commence their campaign on the 9th of September 2026.
So far, how many political parties has formally notified or submitted requests to your commission to commence their campaigns, given that the official campaign period is about to begin, which is probably today?
There's no law in the Electoral Act that states that each political party should write a written that they are going to commence campaign, since the Electoral Act already stipulated that all political parties that showed interest, participated in the primary election, nominate candidate for the election. That means they intend to participate in the 2027 general election. So they are expected to start their campaign as soon as the date for that particular activity has reached.
2027 presidential campaign begins. Tinubu vs. Obi. What it means for Nigeria. Welcome to Peter Studio. Please kindly stay tuned. Nigeria's 2027 presidential elections has officially entered the campaign stage, and the political battle is already taking shape. President Bola Tinubu is seeking re-election, while Peter Obi and other opposition candidates are preparing to challenge the incumbent. The campaign officially begins today, August 19, 2026, with the presidential election scheduled for January 16, 2027. Ahead of the campaign, political parties and candidates signed a national peace accord, promising to conduct peaceful and issue-based campaigns. But beyond the ceremony and political speeches, there is a much bigger question. Who is actually the strongest position to win the 2027 presidential election? President Bola Tinubu enters the election as the incumbent. It has the advantage of controlling the federal government and leading the APC, which has considerable political strength across the country. Peter Obi, meanwhile, is presenting himself as a candidate of conscience. This campaign is asking Nigerians to judge presidential candidates based on their records, competence, ideas, and characters. Both men therefore represent two very different campaign narratives. Tinubu's argument will largely be, give my administration more time to complete the reforms we started. Obi's argument is closer to, judge the government by the condition of Nigeria and choose a different direction. Now, the bigger issue is this: the Nigeria economy. The economy could become the single most important issue in this election. Tinubu's administration has introduced major economic reforms, particularly the removal of the petrol subsidy and changes to the foreign exchange system. The government and its supporters argue that these reforms were necessary to correct long-standing structural problems. However, the immediate consequences have been painful for many Nigerians. The cost of food, transportation, and other basic necessities has placed enormous pressure on households. This creates a political dilemma for Tinubu. The government can point to economic reforms and improvements in some macroeconomic indicators, but voters will ask a much simpler question: is my life better? That question could determine the election. Peter Obi's opportunity at this point. Peter Obi's greatest political opportunity is the dissatisfaction among Nigerians who want a change of government. His 2023 campaign demonstrated that he could mobilize significant support, particularly among young voters. His current strategy appears to be focused on presenting himself as a candidate of competence, accountability, and national transformation. But Obi faces a major challenge. Popularity alone does not win a Nigerian presidential election. A candidate needs a nationwide political structure, strong polling unit organization, financial resource, and the ability to win votes across Nigeria's geopolitical zones. Therefore, the question for Obi is not simply how popular is Peter Obi. The more important question is, can Peter Obi convert his popularity into enough votes across Nigeria to defeat an incumbent president? Now, Tinubu's biggest advantage: the opposition division. This may be the most important factor in the 2027 election. The opposition remains divided. Peter Obi is running under the Nigerian Democratic Congress, while the other major opposition figures have their own political platforms and ambitions. That creates a serious problem. If opposition candidates divide the anti-Tinubu vote among themselves, the president could win even if a majority of Nigerians who oppose his government vote for other candidates. This is essentially what happened in 2023. The opposition vote was divided among Tinubu, Atiku, Abubakar, and Peter Obi. Current reporting again identifies opposition fragmentation as one of Tinubu's major advantages. Therefore, the biggest threat to Tinubu may not be Peter Obi alone. It may be the possibility of the opposition eventually creating a unified political force. Now, what about the peace accord? The signing of National Peace Accord is significant. Candidates have pledged to reject violence, hate speech, misinformation, and personal attacks, and to focus on issues. President Tinubu has also warned against ethnic and religious politics and said the election should not become a do-or-die affair. Peter Obi has gone further by urging Nigerians not to support candidates who violate the peace agreement. But there is already some skepticism. Some opposition politicians have questioned whether peace accords actually prevent electoral violence. That concern is understandable. Signing an agreement is easy. Keeping it when political pressure becomes intense is the real test. As the election approaches, Nigerians will be watching how candidates respond to propagative statements and misinformation, ethnic rhetoric, and allegations of electoral malpractice. Now, the real battle: record versus promise. The 2027 election could eventually become a referendum on the Tinubu administration. Tinubu wants voters to look at where Nigeria was before his reforms and where the country is heading. The opposition will want voters to focus on what Nigerians are experiencing today. This creates two competing narratives. Tinubu's narrative: the reforms were painful but necessary, and the benefits will come. Obi's narrative: Nigeria needs competent and accountable leadership that can deliver better results. The winner will be the candidate who convinces enough Nigerians that his narrative is closer to reality. At this early stage, Tinubu has the structural advantage. He is the incumbent. The APC has a strong national political network, and the opposition has not yet demonstrated sufficient unity to present one overwhelming challenger. However, that does not mean Tinubu is guaranteed victory. The biggest danger to the president is the economy. If Nigerians continue to experience severe pressure on food, transportation, housing, and employment, voters may decide to punish the ruling party. Security is another major factor. If insecurity remains a major concern as election day approaches, the opposition will have another powerful issue with which to challenge the government. For Peter Obi, the opportunity is clear but difficult. He needs to expand beyond his strongest traditional support areas, build a formidable nationwide structure, and persuade undecided voters that he can actually win. Most importantly, the opposition must avoid another situation in which several strong candidates divide the anti-government vote. So, who has the advantage? Today, I would say Tinubu has the structural advantage, but the election is far from decided. Tinubu has a government machinery and a strong party structure. Obi has a strong political movement and a message that could resonate with Nigerians dissatisfied with current direction of the country. But there are still months of campaigning ahead. The economy could change, political alliances could change, opposition candidates could unite, new political controversies could emerge. And most importantly, Nigerian voters could change their minds. Therefore, the 2027 election should not be treated as a predetermined victory for either side. The real contest has just begun. In conclusion, Nigeria is now officially entering the 2027 presidential election season. Tinubu wants 4 more years. Peter Obi wants to convince Nigerians that the country needs a new direction. Other opposition candidates also want the opportunity to lead. The peace accord has been signed, but the real test begins now. Will the candidates keep their campaigns peaceful? Will they focus on issues? Will the opposition unite? Will Nigerian vote based on party loyalty, ethnicity, and religion, or the candidates' record and their vision for Nigeria? Now, for Nigerian voters, the most important question is simple: can we actually deliver a better Nigeria? Thank you very much for listening till this time. If you find value from this new story, please kindly subscribe so that you'll be notified with our subsequent uploads. Also, like and share so that others get to benefit from this video. Till I come your way next time, God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Do have a great day.